Ever feel like fear has you on a leash, tugging, pulling, dictating your every move? Here's a twist. What if the very thing you're most afraid of is the key to your next breakthrough? You see, fear isn't here to cripple you. It's here to challenge you. And here's the catch. It's not the fear itself that holds us back, but how we react to it. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. As Ambrose Redmoon wisely said, what if that something was your faith, in yourself, in the process, in life? Faith doesn't mean the fear goes away, it means you move forward anyway. So why not shift the narrative? Instead of running from your fears, face them with the faith that you're stronger than whatever lies ahead. Ready to dive deeper into this? Hit that like button, subscribe, and join me on this journey to reclaim your life from fear. This is where transformation begins. Lesson 1. Befriend your fears. Fear has a way of isolating us, making us feel alone in our struggles. But what if, instead of viewing fear as an adversary, you started seeing it as an old friend trying to guide you? This might sound counterintuitive, but befriending your fears means acknowledging them without letting them control you. When you recognize that fear is just a part of the human experience, you can begin to see it for what it truly is, a signal that something important is happening, a nudge that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Think about it. Fear only shows up when something matters to you. It's your mind's way of alerting you that you're on the brink of something significant. Instead of running away, try to understand what your fear is trying to tell you. Ask yourself, what is this fear protecting me from? What is it pointing me toward? Often you'll find that your fears are highlighting areas where you need to grow or confront past wounds. By befriending your fears, you can shift your perspective from one of avoidance to one of curiosity and openness. You're no longer at war with yourself. Instead, you're working with all parts of you, even the scared ones. This approach doesn't eliminate fear, but it does reduce its power over you. It turns fear from a paralyzing force into a guide, helping you navigate through life's challenges with a sense of partnership rather than resistance. Lesson 2. Turn anxiety into a catalyst. Anxiety often feels like an unwelcome guest, crashing into your thoughts and unsettling your peace. But what if, instead of resisting anxiety, you transformed it into a driving force? Anxiety at its core is energy, raw, intense, and brimming with potential. Rather than letting it spiral into worry or inaction, you can harness that energy and redirect it towards something constructive. Consider this. Anxiety is often a sign that you care deeply about something. It emerges when you're stepping into the unknown or facing something that challenges your sense of control. But instead of allowing that anxious energy to paralyze you, why not channel it into preparation, focus, and action? For instance, if you're anxious about an upcoming presentation, use that energy to prepare more thoroughly, practice, and refine your message. Your anxiety then becomes the fuel that drives you to excel, rather than a barrier that holds you back. This shift in perspective can be empowering. By viewing anxiety as a catalyst, you take back control over your emotions. You begin to see anxiety not as a hindrance, but as a tool, one that, when used wisely, can propel you forward. It's about embracing the discomfort and letting it sharpen your focus, enhance your performance, and motivate you to push beyond your limits. In this way, anxiety transforms from a source of stress into a powerful ally on your journey toward growth and achievement. Lesson 3. Ground yourself in unwavering faith. In the midst of fear and uncertainty, faith is your anchor. It's easy to get swept away by doubts, what-ifs, and worst-case scenarios. But when you ground yourself in unwavering faith, you tap into a source of strength that's far more resilient than fear. Faith isn't about denying reality or ignoring the challenges in front of you. Instead, it's about trusting in something greater, whether that's a higher power, the process of life, or simply your own inner strength. Faith is the quiet confidence that no matter how turbulent the storm, you'll find your way through it. It's the belief that things will work out, even if you can't see how just yet. When you root yourself in faith, you create a sense of inner stability. You become less reactive to external circumstances because you're connected to a deeper truth, that you are capable, that you are guided, and that you are exactly where you need to be in your journey. This kind of faith doesn't come easily. It requires practice and a conscious decision to trust, even when things are unclear. It's about releasing the need to control every outcome and instead embracing the uncertainty with a sense of peace. When fear tries to pull you off balance, faith holds you steady. It allows you to move forward with courage, knowing that you have the resilience and the support to handle whatever comes your way. Grounding yourself in faith transforms fear from an overwhelming force into just another step on your path. Lesson 4. See your strength. Vividly. When fear takes hold, it has a sneaky way of making you forget your own strength. It magnifies your doubts and minimizes your capabilities, leaving you feeling small and powerless. But what if you could flip the script? What if instead of focusing on your fears, you focused on your strengths? Seeing your strength vividly means recognizing and acknowledging the resilience, courage, and skills you've developed over time. It's about consciously reminding yourself of the battles you've fought and won, the challenges you've overcome, and the growth you've experienced along the way. Take a moment to reflect on your past. Remember a time when you faced a significant challenge, something that seemed insurmountable at the time. How did you navigate through it? What inner resources did you tap into? Chances are you relied on qualities like determination, creativity, or perseverance. These are the same strengths that you can draw upon today. Fear might try to convince you that you're not equipped to handle what's ahead. But the truth is, you've already proven your strength many times over. Seeing your strength vividly is not about arrogance or overconfidence. It's about having an honest recognition of your own capabilities. When you focus on your strengths, you shift the narrative from "I can't" to "I can." This doesn't mean you won't feel fear, but it does mean that you'll approach it from a place of empowerment. You'll be able to face challenges with the knowledge that you have the inner tools to succeed, no matter how daunting the situation might seem. Lesson 5. Conquer fear. One step at a time. Fear can be overwhelming, especially when it feels like an insurmountable obstacle standing between you and your goals. But here's the thing, you don't have to conquer it all at once. In fact, the most effective way to overcome fear is to break it down into smaller, manageable steps. By taking one step at a time, you gradually build your confidence and diminish fear's hold over you. This approach not only makes the challenge feel less daunting, but also allows you to experience small wins along the way, which can be incredibly motivating. Imagine you're facing a fear that's been holding you back, whether it's public speaking, starting a new project, or making a significant life change. Instead of focusing on the entire journey, zero in on the first step you can take. Maybe it's writing down your thoughts, practicing in front of a mirror, or doing a small version of the task that scares you. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Over time, these small actions accumulate, and what once seemed impossible becomes achievable. This process of gradual exposure helps you build resilience and adapt to the feelings of discomfort that fear brings. It also reinforces the idea that fear doesn't have to paralyze you. With each step, you prove to yourself that you are capable of moving forward, even when fear is present. Eventually, the fear that once loomed large begins to shrink in the face of your steady progress. Conquering fear isn't about eliminating it, it's about learning to live alongside it, taking one courageous step at a time until you reach your destination. Lesson 6. Rewrite your limiting narratives. The stories we tell ourselves shape our reality. Often, fear is rooted in narratives we've carried for years, stories about our abilities, our worth, or what's possible for us. These limiting narratives can be powerful, convincing us that we're not good enough, that we'll fail if we try, or that we don't deserve success. But here's the truth. These stories are just that, stories. They're not facts, and they're certainly not unchangeable. The good news is you have the power to rewrite them. Start by identifying the limiting beliefs that fuel your fears. Perhaps you've always told yourself, "I'm not a leader," or "I'm bad at taking risks." Recognize that these are narratives you've internalized over time, often without questioning their validity. Now challenge these stories. Ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have to support or refute this belief? You might be surprised to find that many of these narratives are based on past experiences or societal expectations, rather than on your true potential. Once you've identified and questioned your limiting narratives, it's time to rewrite them. Replace "I'm not a leader" with "I have the potential to lead in my own way." Swap "I'm bad at taking risks" for "I'm learning to take calculated risks." This isn't about sugarcoating reality or pretending challenges don't exist. It's about framing your story in a way that empowers you rather than holds you back. When you rewrite your limiting narratives, you open up new possibilities for yourself. You begin to see fear not as a confirmation of your old stories, but as an opportunity to craft new, more empowering ones. Lesson 7. Forge a fortress of resilience. Resilience is the armor that protects you from the blows life inevitably delivers. It's not about avoiding hardship or never feeling fear. It's about how you respond when those challenges arise. Forging a fortress of resilience means building up your inner strength so that no matter what happens, you have the capacity to bounce back. This resilience doesn't come from ignoring difficulties, but from facing them head-on and growing stronger through each experience. Think of resilience as a muscle. Just as you strengthen your body through consistent exercise, you build resilience through consistent mental and emotional practices. Start by cultivating a mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as threats. When something goes wrong or fear tries to take hold, remind yourself that you've faced difficulties before and come out the other side. Each time you overcome an obstacle, you're adding another layer to your fortress, reinforcing your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Another key component of resilience is self-compassion. Being kind to yourself during tough times helps you recover faster and with greater strength. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't go as planned, but self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your efforts and learn from the experience without getting bogged down in negativity. Resilience also involves surrounding yourself with supportive relationships. The people in your life can help fortify your resilience by providing encouragement, perspective, and assistance when needed. Together, these elements create a strong foundation that enables you to weather life's storms with courage and grace. By forging a fortress of resilience, you empower yourself to face fear and adversity, not as a victim, but as a warrior equipped to handle whatever life throws at you. Lesson 8. Let fear ignite your growth. Fear is often seen as something to avoid at all costs, but what if you viewed it as a catalyst for your personal growth? Letting fear ignite your growth means using it as a signal that you're on the brink of something transformative. Fear typically arises when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, venturing into new territory where the outcome is uncertain. But this is exactly where growth happens, on the edge of the unknown, where you're challenged to expand your capabilities and redefine what you're capable of. When fear shows up, instead of retreating, lean into it. Ask yourself, what is this fear trying to teach me? What areas of my life is it highlighting that need attention or improvement? Often, fear points out our insecurities, our unresolved issues, or the skills we've yet to master. By acknowledging these, you open the door to personal development. For example, if you fear public speaking, it's not just about the act of speaking, it's about building confidence, improving communication skills, and learning to manage anxiety. Rather than letting fear hold you back, use it as a prompt to grow. Each time you face your fears, you strengthen your resilience and broaden your comfort zone. The more you challenge yourself, the more you realize that fear is not a roadblock, but a signpost directing you toward areas of potential growth. Over time, this mindset shift transforms fear from an obstacle into an opportunity, fueling your personal evolution. By letting fear ignite your growth, you turn it from a force of limitation into a powerful engine, driving you toward becoming the best version of yourself. Lesson 9. Find power in vulnerability. Vulnerability often gets a bad rap. In a world that values strength and invincibility, being vulnerable can seem like a weakness. But the truth is, there is immense power in vulnerability. It's where true courage lies. Finding power in vulnerability means embracing your fears, doubts, and insecurities, and recognizing that these so-called weaknesses are actually gateways to deeper connection, authentic living, and personal growth. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you're admitting that you don't have all the answers, that you're still learning, and that you're willing to take risks even when there's no guarantee of success. This openness requires a level of honesty and humility that is both rare and courageous. It's easy to put up walls and pretend everything is fine, but real strength comes from allowing those walls to come down and showing up as your true self. Vulnerability also fosters deeper relationships. When you're willing to share your fears and struggles with others, it invites them to do the same. This mutual exchange creates trust, empathy, and a sense of shared humanity. It's in these moments of vulnerability that we often find our strongest connections with others, as well as a deeper understanding of ourselves. Moreover, embracing vulnerability helps you build resilience. When you face your fears and expose your authentic self, you develop the confidence to handle whatever comes your way. You learn that vulnerability is not something to be feared, but something to be harnessed. It's a source of strength that empowers you to live boldly, authentically, and without regret. By finding power in vulnerability, you transform fear from something that holds you back into a force that propels you forward. Lesson 10. Trust the journey's mystery. Life is full of uncertainties, and fear often arises from the unknown, the unanswered questions, the unpredictable outcomes, the paths we cannot see. But there's a unique beauty in this mystery, a potential for growth and discovery that only comes when we trust the journey, even when we don't know where it's leading. Trusting the journey's mystery means embracing the unknown with an open heart and a curious mind, allowing life to unfold in its own time and way, without trying to control every aspect of it. When you trust the journey, you let go of the need for immediate answers or guaranteed results. Instead of letting fear paralyze you with what-ifs, you shift your focus to what is, the present moment, the steps you can take today, the lessons you're learning right now. This mindset encourages patience and resilience, knowing that every experience, whether it's joyful or challenging, is a part of your personal evolution. Trusting the journey doesn't mean you won't encounter difficulties or that you'll always understand why things happen the way they do, but it does mean having faith that there is a purpose to the path you're on, even if it's not immediately clear. It's about believing that every twist and turn, every obstacle and detour is guiding you toward the person you're meant to become. By embracing the mystery, you open yourself up to new possibilities, unexpected opportunities, and a deeper connection with your true self. In trusting the journey's mystery, you find peace in uncertainty and discover that fear no longer controls your path. It becomes just another part of the adventure. And here's the beautiful truth. Fear doesn't have to dictate your life. Each step you take, each lesson you embrace, is a powerful move away from a life of limitation and toward one of endless possibility. You've got the tools now to not just face your fears, but to transform them into the fuel that drives your growth. Remember, fear is just the beginning. What comes after is where the magic happens. It's where you find your strength, your resilience, and your true self. As you continue this journey, don't forget that you're not alone. There's a whole community of us out here, navigating the same struggles, facing the same fears, and learning to rise above them. So why not keep the conversation going? Share your thoughts in the comments. What's one fear you're ready to face head-on? Let's support each other in this journey. And if you've found value in these lessons, hit that like button. It's a small action, but it helps us connect with more people who might need this message. For more insights and encouragement to keep you moving forward, don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss out on what's next, because the journey of growth never really ends. There's always more to discover, more ways to evolve, and more strength to uncover within yourself. Let's walk this path together, one step at a time.